I've been in a boxing gym and guys have given me great sparring and great work. They say ass whooping will humble you. I go home and say, you gotta tighten up, champ.
Yeah.
You gotta get it together, champ. And then sometimes I go home and say, is this for me? I make mistakes, but I strive every day to be a perfectionist. And we all know God only made one thing perfect, and that's my boxing record.
As talks regarding Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones' beef keep making the airwaves, new sparring footage has been leaked from many years ago, where the pair sparred and Floyd ended up rocking Roy Jones and having the better of him. Just like he's been doing since last year, it was Floyd Mayweather who again leaked the sparring footage, like he has a collection of sparring footage in his custody. Floyd quickly deleted it from his social media page, but the video was viral enough to have filled everywhere by the time.
To me, people don't give him enough credit. People always say, well, Floyd would beat Sugar. No, baby, Floyd is not as nearly as mean as Sugar was.
You don't think he would have beat him?
How? How you gonna keep him off of him? Right. Sugar is a dog. Yeah. People don't, just cause his name Sugar don't mean nothing. Yeah. Sugar is a dog. Yeah. People don't give him enough credit for that. You gotta think.
In the footage, Floyd clearly had the upper hand as he caught Roy Jones Jr. countless times and kept on dodging his punches with his impressive defensive skills. That exactly was what gave Mayweather the upper hand during the sparring. Roy Jones was the more active fighter as he kept throwing his punches relentlessly, while Mayweather skillfully evaded many of them and ensured those that landed had very little impact on him. It wasn't a very personal sparring session, but Floyd rocked Roy Jones quite a number of times, and the world of boxing knows sparring sessions are very much different.
And everyone keeps saying, man, what's it like in there with Floyd with his speed? You know, it's not even, he's quick, yeah, but it's not even the speed, it's his timing. He'll set those traps, and he'll have you coming in thinking you're gonna land something, and then pop, he's there, and then gone. You know, it's all his timing and experience.
Yeah. Does this timing slightly translate into power?
Yeah, it does. The hardest shots are those unexpected ones, which, you know,
the ones you don't brace yourself for.
Floyd sets you up for.
Sparring could be done for several reasons. Hence, a bad performance in sparring could mean a better improvement at the particular skill being worked on. And it was like boxing fans were waiting for this moment as they quickly got to the comment section to share their thoughts. "I now see why Roy Jones never wants to see Floyd," said a fan. Another wrote, "So Floyd had tormented a heavyweight Roy Jones in the past and Roy Jones still feels he is greater than Floyd? He's probably not even up to Canelo's level." A fellow added, "But y'all know that sparring sessions mean nothing in boxing, right? I'd only take this seriously if this was an actual boxing match."
But my take on it always is, there's a lot of guys that can do good in a boxing gym. I can have 30 bad days in a boxing gym. The boxing gym don't count. You know, everybody, even like different guys all around the sport of boxing, rave about what they did in the gym. I'm here to let every fighter know, and every trainer know, and every promoter know.
But contrary to what the sparring video said, according to a boxing superstar, one of the greatest boxers as well, prime Roy Jones Jr. would finish Floyd Mayweather. The pair of legends have been going back and forth on social media, igniting the sparks for a potential bout. A contest between the icons would pit two of the greatest practitioners of the sweet science against one another in a showdown that would capture the imagination of the public. And one legend of the sport was very confident when asked to give a prediction. Manny Pacquiao, who's scheduled to fight Mario Barrios on Saturday night for the World Boxing Council welterweight world title, was asked about who the better fighter is between Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather.
Roy Jones.
I'll follow you.
Roy Jones. You know Roy Jones, right?
All right, thank you guys.
Thank you very
Can we
much.
get a shout out for Team Lock? You agree with me? Roy Jones. Roy Jones is in his prime. Man.
During a media scrum, he responded, "Roy Jones Jr. You know Roy Jones Jr., right? Fast, footwork, strong." Attention then shifted to whether Prime Captain Hook would have knocked out Money, to which the Filipino replied, "I think so." However, while an all-American showdown would undeniably excite, reports have emerged that the 50-0 fighter could go down another route. Before eventually discussing in detail, legendary boxer Manny Pacquiao entered the brewing feud between Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather with a sharp, no-nonsense statement.
This in around, between round 13 and 14, I think. Angelo Dundee said, "You're blowing it, son. Sugar Leonard guy went there and put these things on time, it hurts." who knocked Roberto Duran cold with one shot. Your timing hits you just like G-Man. You've been hit. So for Sugar to go out there and do that, man, they don't give Sugar enough credit. You understand me?
He's a great finisher too.
They don't give.
The controversy reignited after Jones Jr., during an appearance on the All the Smoke Fight podcast, praised Sugar Ray Leonard over Mayweather. In response, Mayweather retaliated by sharing multiple knockouts clips of Jones Jr., reigniting tensions. When asked about this public squabble, Pacquiao chose diplomacy, preferring unity over comparisons, something he didn't profess in another interview. He told Fight Hype, "I don't like to compare what we have done as long as we accomplish something that inspires the boxing fans."
Who is the better fighter in their prime?
Look, in their prime, I mean, I gotta give it up to both guys, but I mean, look, we're retired, man. Let's keep this fighting thing for the young bucks, you know.
But you fought Floyd, you fought him, so you know firsthand, you know his talent. But Roy in his prime, when he was like Superman before the knockouts, before everything.
He emphasized that each fighter's achievements stand on their own merit. Statements aren't to be subjected to comparisons or stirred drama. The Filipino's intervention reflects his stance that comparisons dilute the sport's essence. He reiterated during the same Fight Hype interview, "I don't like that," referring to Jones Jr.'s ranking of fighters. By urging respect over rivalry, Pacquiao underscores the role of boxing legends as inspirations, not medals to rank. His stance resonates with his broader philosophy. Pacquiao and Mayweather's 2015 bout drew massive attention as the highest-grossing PPV event in history. Yet even after that iconic clash, Pacquiao remains grounded, focusing on family, faith, and philanthropy, unlike Mayweather.
Most fighters aren't afraid to fight nobody if they're gonna get paid for it properly. The problem is, you don't want to take a $5 million fight and you only gonna get $50,000 for it, because if you lose it, that's almost the end of the day for you. Why would you put yourself on the line for that? It makes common sense what people do. It made sense what Floyd Mayweather did.
The Asian boxer recently suggested is boastful and materialistic, saying, "I pity him for choosing wealth over spiritual wealth." The Filipino, who is gearing up for a comeback at age 46 against Mario Barrios on July 19th, 2025, is not just preparing in the ring, he's also showcasing leadership in the sport's narrative. His calm but firm remarks to Jones Jr. highlight his role as a bridge between boxing's past and future, demonstrating that sportsmanship transcends competition. As Pacquiao returns to the spotlight, he rejects public comparisons, urging focus on inspiring fans. He distances himself from materialistic motivations, reinforcing his spiritual and philanthropic views. Finally, his measured stance elevates him not only as a fighter, but a guiding voice in boxing's ongoing legacy.
I got one better for you.
ATS fight for that, my boy.
What you think about Roy calling out Floyd?
What do you think about Roy and Floyd going back and forth? I just talked to him. Floyd was really worked up. Roy was really worked up about it. What do you think, Andre?
They fighters, man.
Okay, we're going this way.
They fighters.
Isn't that the biggest fight in boxing today? Like, if that would have really happened, you think it could happen?
Watch out. If you can see it coming like straight right hand to the body, you kind of brace for it. But when he's stepping to the side, slipping, coming back with something, that's unexpected. That stuff, it gets you a little bit.
Yeah. Okay. And like I said, how many rounds did you do with Floyd Mayweather?
Today I did 2. Last week I did 3.
Okay. So what would you say is his, you already said his timing is one of his most effective weapons. What else would you say is his most effective weapon in there?
Most effective weapon, I say, is setting you into a trap, sucking you in, and he counters you.
One of the biggest talking point in the boxing community over the past week or so stemmed from a June 17th episode of Andre Ward's All the Smoke Fight podcast, when Ward asked Roy Jones Jr. who he thought would win in a hypothetical boxing match between Floyd Mayweather Jr. and Sugar Ray Leonard if the two fought in their respective primes. People always say, Floyd would have beat Sugar? No, baby. Floyd is not nearly as mean as Sugar was. For me, I like Floyd and Floyd was cool, but it's gonna be hard for me to go take it and beat Sugar. They'd have to do something different, that's for sure, Jones Jr. said. If Floyd did something different, he probably has a chance. Just the way he's been doing with normal people, what I saw in his prime, that's not gonna work with Sugar. Sugar got a third element heart right there. We think Floyd got heart, we don't know. We've never seen him challenged, we know Sugar's got one, he added.
You're there to make your mistakes in a boxing gym. In a boxing gym, you're there to learn. It's a learning experience. I'm not in the gym. When I'm in the gym, a lot of times, I'm there to grow and to get better and help guys get better. And I want guys that's sharp help me get better. So just with me being 40 years old working with a young
Mayweather clearly didn't appreciate these comments, which he showed through several Instagram stories on July 6th of him watching clips of Jones Jr. getting knocked out in various fights. Mayweather's wordless response poured gasoline onto a contentious topic. And in the aftermath, not only has Jones Jr. now called Mayweather out for a fight, but many members of the boxing community have expressed their opinions about this beef. And Andre Ward, the man who sparked it all with his question to Jones Jr., weighed in on what he created during a July 10th interview with Fight Hype. "Oh, you're blaming me for that? Aw, man, I'm getting the blame for this." Ward said of the beef with a laugh. He then added, "Me and Roy having a conversation, man. It's just fighters, man."
Attention a little bit of online beef. We saw Roy Jones here, you know, him and Floyd Mayweather getting after it. Just what are your thoughts? I know you watched it because I could see the smile on your face.
It's two uncles, man, going at it, man. I don't know what to say. I'm, you know, I don't even know how to feel about it. I mean, I do know this. They're fighters, and you know, entertainers and fighters. They're sensitive about their work.
When asked whether he thinks Jones Jr. and Mayweather will really fight, Ward added, "I don't think they're gonna do that, man. Y'all know how I feel about all three of them, but Roy was my favorite fighter of all time. I tried to emulate all three of them, Bernard, Floyd, and Roy, but Roy is my all-time favorite fighter. Terrence Crawford is currently one of the best boxers in the world. He is high up the pound-for-pound rankings after capturing world titles in 4 different weight classes, and has held the undisputed title in 2 weight divisions. Crawford is set to fight Canelo Alvarez next on September 13th for the undisputed super middleweight title. He is an elusive fighter who has tremendous finishing instincts, and out of his 41 career wins, 31 have come by way of knockout. Fans might wonder who Crawford appreciated as a fighter growing up. Bud claimed he never had a boxing hero, but when asked who his favorite fighter was, he named Floyd Mayweather and Roy Jones Jr.
His speed, his power, his punch placement, his IQ, the way that he went about boxing. He's a hooper. I like to play basketball. He fish. I like to fish.
While speaking with fans in Sydney, Australia, Crawford said, "Roy Jones Jr., Floyd Mayweather. I liked Roy because we had so much in common. He liked the fish. I love the fish. He loved dogs. I love dogs. He loved basketball. I love basketball. I relate a lot to Roy, so that's why Roy was, will, and forever be my favorite fighter. Floyd Mayweather's work ethic, the things that he did in the ring, not outside the ring. Some fans relate Terrence Crawford's fighting style to that of Floyd Mayweather. Apart from being a knockout artist, he is tremendous in defense and is always on the hunt for the finish. A fighter of his caliber is must-watch TV, and Crawford might finally meet his match when he squares off against Canelo Alvarez later in the year, making the event a must-watch spectacle for boxing fans."
Shout, Andre can still throw hands now. Don't mess with him like that.
They fighters, bro. That fighting him is never gonna die. Right now?
Yeah, like an exhibition.
Anything could happen. We'll see.
Roy Jones Jr. and Floyd Mayweather Jr. are 2 boxing legends who have left an indelible mark on the sport. Both are widely regarded as the best pound-for-pound fighters of their respective eras, sparking endless debates about who truly deserves the title of greatest of all time. Mayweather, with his perfect 50-0 record, is considered by many to be the greatest pound-for-pound boxer in history. His impenetrable defense and ability to control the pace of a fight made him a unique spectacle. Additionally, his career was marked by extraordinary commercial success, with 4 of the 5 highest-grossing pay-per-view events in boxing history.
Smoke with Roy Jones Jr.
That's one thing that's different from Roy. That's the difference between Roy and Floyd. Floyd picked who he fought. Roy fought whoever the fuck he came. He was elected. So don't get me trouble. Y'all made me cook. Don't get me.
However, Roy Jones Jr., an undisputed champion across 4 weight classes, holds a different opinion. In an interview with Real Life Productions, when asked if he considered Mayweather the GOAT, Jones Jr. gave a simple but emphatic response: "No." Slick but punishing Jones was the first man to win a middleweight world title and go on to do the same at heavyweight in over a century. He held top honors in 4 divisions throughout his storied career, beating the likes of James Toney, Bernard Hopkins, and Antonio Tarver with an endlessly watchable style.
Do you respect the Floyd 50-0, or is it like?
You gotta respect anything a person does and stay undefeated that long. So I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it a 50-0 that I think, oh, he the greatest fighter all the time? Nah. Chavez was 80-0 at one point. 80. He could have retired at 80-0.
Mayweather famously finished his campaign with a 50-0 perfect record, holding belts in 5 divisions and dazzling with a defense that is widely considered the very best in the business. He was also one of the most lucrative stars the sport has seen, claiming 4 of the top 5 biggest selling pay-per-view events. Speaking to Real Life Productions, Jones Jr. was asked if Money Mayweather's record meant he was the greatest of all time. He said no. Elaborating, Jones said there were more impressive campaigns out there. You have to respect anything a person does to stay undefeated that long. I respect it to a degree, yeah. Is it 50-0 that I think he's the greatest fighter of all time? Nah. Julio Cesar Chavez went 80-0 at one point. 80. Are you gonna ever top that? No, he just didn't stop. Floyd got to 50-0 and stopped because of Rocky Marciano. Rocky died. If he wouldn't have died, he probably would have kept going too.
Jones versus Floyd Mayweather beef. Now, we all know Floyd was showing the videos of Roy Jones getting knocked the hell out. And I said, where the hell did this come from? Why he do him like that? Well, it stems from Roy. We all know. I don't say.
Jones then took issue in particular with Mayweather's farewell bout, a 10th round stoppage of UFC superstar Conor McGregor in his boxing debut. In the end, the debate over who is the GOAT will likely continue, fueled by the unique accomplishments and philosophies of these 2 icons of the sport. On the show, Floyd Mayweather was asked about his thoughts after Roy Jones Jr. claimed he deserved to be called the best ever TBE more than anyone else. Responding, he said, well, everybody for starters, everybody's entitled to their own opinion, and I'm glad Roy Jones feels that way about himself. Every fighter that gave the sport of boxing their whole life and sacrificed a lot inside that squared circle, they should feel that way. So if he feels that way, you know, more power to him.
You're sitting pretty. And I don't know if people realize this, Roy. Your first 50 fights, you didn't get beat. You got DQ'd. Had you been 50-0, would you have stopped?
After I won the heavyweight title and went back down and beat Tarver that first time, I would have stopped right there. But it was in my DNA. It was in my...
I have one fight, and the fight was at a catchweight, but it wasn't my idea. Anyone can go online and pull this up. It was an article. So with Canelo. At one time, I believe Canelo thought I was scared of him, that I was afraid. So he said Floyd doesn't want to fight me. I'm willing to meet him at 152 or 152.5 pounds. And me? I called his bluff and said, if you want to do it, let's do it at 152 or 152.5. But after, Canelo made the weight. It wasn't like it was a certain clause where he couldn't gain weight. He weighed 152 or 152.5. I think he came in at 168 or close to 170. But I came in at 151 or 152.
Beating the guys around him, he's the best of that group. Bud is in a group above him. Bud don't need to come back down to 47 to meet him. That's crazy. Why would he? Bud looking to try to make history and get out. Get his big bank and get out. His big bank is who? Canelo. He willing to take that gamble, see if he can beat him. If he beats him, he may go fight. You understand me? Because now we probably could have got 3 good fights out of it. You understand me? But because we waited too long, the problem what people don't understand is tomorrow's not promised to nobody. Guess what? We fortunate that we saw the fight. Because to be honest with you, Earl came back from dead and made it back and fought this fight.
But Roy Jones is one hell of a fighter. He's done a lot for the sport of boxing, and I'm absolutely proud of Roy Jones. Floyd Mayweather is frequently heralded as one of the greatest pugilists in the history of the sport. Over the course of his illustrious career, he vanquished a litany of elite adversaries, captured world titles across 5 weight divisions, and, perhaps most impressively, retired with his undefeated record, mental acuity, and financial empire fully intact. It's no surprise he earned the moniker B, the best ever.
Same time, and nobody said that. When they were both occupying boxing at the same time, Floyd wasn't sniffing his jockstrap. And I'm talking about Pretty Boy Floyd and Roy. You can't even argue that because we were there. I was there watching both of them. No one mentioned Floyd with Roy. It's not like they're 2 different eras and you can't compare them. They were being compared.
Despite his accolades and unblemished resume, not everyone is convinced that the 5-division world champion truly lives up to the legend that surrounds him. And that's all for now. For the very best updates on news, moments, events, and actions in the world of boxing, stay connected with us by subscribing to our YouTube channel, and don't forget to turn on notifications to get notified when we drop quality contents like this. Until next time, peace out.